So you just got a new iPad, and it's nice, the experience has been nice. Then you realize, hey, what do I do with this old thing? Well, that's what we're going to be finding out. So there's recently been a new tool for iOS downgrading that just came out called Tethered. Definitely didn't just look that up. And it allows you to downgrade any A10 or A9 device to whatever iOS version you want. And, well, what is this? This is an iPad 6, which uses the A10 chip. So, right now it is currently running iPadOS 17.7.10, a fresh install of it. I know you're not connected to the Wi-Fi. And we're going to try and downgrade it to iOS 12, specifically 12.1.1. And I'll explain why that specific version in a bit. But first, let's go do the downgrade. So I do admit I've already tried this downgrade and got it to work yesterday. The problem was I installed the tvOS 26 beta profile. And now you're probably wondering, why the hell would you want to do that? Basically, as beta profile says, it's an OTA update blocker. In fact, I even have the tvOS 18 beta software to prevent my phone from updating past 18.0.1. So, that's why I tried to install, and the problem was, this is a Tethered downgrade, which meaning you have to plug it up to a computer and use the program, specifically the program we're using to downgrade this thing in the first place, to turn it on, pretty much. The problem was, the program kinda wasn't turning the thing on. It would just give me various errors. I'll show a slideshow of them on screen. It would just show a bunch of various errors that, when looked up, didn't really give you a solution. So basically, I'm gonna try it again, and the different thing I'm gonna try this time is just point a camera at it and see what happens. Because pointing a camera fixes everything, right? So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this on the road. So, ignore the fact that I currently have the world's most awkward camera setup right now. I don't have a way to screen record because I'm gonna be on Ubuntu for this, and it's gonna be weird. I mean, I could if I want to, but it's not going to be very viable for this, and I don't have another PC to capture card with, so I'm just going to point this phone at the screen, and we're just going to employ help from our good old friend, the gold iPhone 7, to record what's happening on the iPad. So, yep. So now we go ahead and turn this on and boot it up. I know there's an invalid 7-bit I2C address, it's fine. So I have the guide pulled up here so that way I know what I'm doing. And yeah. So I already have Tethered Morello. Thanks, Siri. Really didn't need you to stop. So I already have Tethered Morello installed. And I already have the IPSW for iOS 12.1.1. So what we first have to do is we have to plug the iPad in, which I'm doing right now. I'm actually gonna remove my headphones and plug in the lightning cable, and we're gonna plug it in here as well. Okay, A10, yep, A10. Okay, so it looks like we end USB MUXD actually before we plug it up. So whoops. So sudo system ctl stop USB MUXD. Okay, and then sudo USB MUXD -f-p. And then now we actually have to close this terminal window as I open up the file explorer to the folder. So it's gonna be downloads, downgrade, and open in the terminal. Yep. So first we're gonna connect it first. And yep, make sure computer is trusted. Yeah, it's just not gonna ask for the trust prompt, so I guess it's fine. So we need to enter recovery mode. So okay, that's it. Alright, okay. Yeah, we got it. We got it, okay. So now we're gonna run cd and then Turdus underscore M3 Rula, or Turdus Marula, whatever the hell. Well, actually, we're already in it, so now we need to run sudo dot. Shut up, Siri. Sudo dot bin slash and then Turdus rain. Yep. And then dash D. So authenticate. Yep. And then it's gonna do DFU helper. So. Okay. It stopped at checkmate. Okay, so first error already, it didn't go to pwn it. Because I know it has to be in pwn DFU mode, and yeah. So actually, when I was booting it, okay, so this is actually, when I usually try to boot it, this is what happens. Where it does this, and then ends at stalled input endpoint after usually 1 steps. Sometimes they'll give an error, and then checkmate this. But yeah, it looks like it's already trying to boot something, even though there's nothing there to boot, because there is something there to boot, just not what it wants. Okay, this is where we copy the command and try again. So no, it's Shift Control C. Yep, copy to clipboard. Shift Control V. Detected pwn DFU device. Okay, all right. Now I actually have the command list. I'm gonna pull this up real quick. So Shift Control V that, and that is directory to 12.1.1. And it needs a firmware actually to boot off of. So actually, when it goes into recovery mode, you're still gonna see the one for 17, even though it's gonna be on 12. So okay. Yep. Agreed to this. Oh, I missed. So the reason why I'm choosing 12.1.1 specifically, and the iPad just turned on, is because this was the version that originally came on my iPad when it was manufactured and when it was shipped to us and when I got it. So I'm putting on this specific version specifically kind of as like a little bit of a nostalgia memory thing, because I never really had iOS 12 on this for long, because it was manufactured in December of 2018, but I didn't get this until Christmas of 2019, 3 months after iPadOS 13 came out. So I only had this on iOS 12 for like a week, and then I updated, and then did the yearly updates after that until 17, until 16 is when I stopped, and then something happened and I had to go to 17. I told that story before. But I would do the yearly updates, and then now it's on 17, and that's where support ends for this thing. But I thought I might as well put it back at 12, even though it's not the earliest version it can run, because of that nostalgia thing. Creating system key bag. Damn, I didn't know I had that many keys. Terminated, okay. And it should, okay, yep, it's done. So I think the iPad's gonna try to boot it. It's gonna go back to recovery mode. Yep, it's trying. There goes recovery mode, okay, yeah. And like I said, remember, it's still using the 17.7.1 BIOS, it's just now the actual version is 12. So, booting. So what's so hard about this? Well, there's the instruction right there. It's just a long ass command. So it shouldn't be that hard. But just you wait. Give me a second. So the downgrade is done. It's in recovery mode right now because obviously it's tethered, so it can't boot on its own. So sudo actually it's kind of the same thing we just did, just we're adding arguments to it now. So yeah, just in case this goes wrong, I'm going to copy this, Because there's a pretty good chance it will go wrong. But let's try it. This is a problem with trying to record when people are trying to do shit. Sometimes. Okay, so I copied the command just in case it goes wrong, which it probably will. Enter. DFU. And so it begins. You see here, first of all, we got a checkmate error from earlier. Shift, Control, V. Setting boot image, failed, no device. Oh, no. We're getting somewhere. See, I told... This is why I said, just put a camera on it. It'll work. Are we actually booting, though? I don't see the boot message in the verbose. Oh, I see it now. Okay. Yep. So, this might actually work. Let's see. Are we getting iOS 12? We have iOS 12. Okay. So, end this. Unplug that. Plug you in. Boneless chicken. So here it is. After way too much trying, here we are at the setup of iOS 12. It is really bright. And I can't turn the brightness down, by the way, so hooray. We're just gonna have to turn this way down. So, what just happened was, okay, so, sorry, every device in the vicinity of 5 miles is trying to set up this iPad right now. So what just happened, including this iPhone, which just ended the recording, so that's lovely. But, United States, set up manually, okay, let's say we actually, okay, so we can't choose, so we can't choose to not have Wi-Fi, so I have to enter this in. Okay, join. Unable to activate, that's fine. Okay, continue. I mean, I know Touch ID works, but we'll just try it. Yep, it works. Set Touch ID later. I'm telling you, it feels so cursed to see the full screen setup on an iPad because they haven't had this since, because the last version I had this iPad was 14, and now on 26, which was 14 was 5 years ago at this point. I don't have an Apple ID. Well, I do have an Apple ID. I just don't want to use it. Don't use. That's fine. Agree to the terms and conditions. Sure. No. Sure. Set up Hey Siri later. No thanks. Sure. Oh yeah, this is still around the time when the iPhone 10 came out. So they had to, and they also redid the navigation for iPads as well. So this is when they had to actually tell you how to use it now. I mean, you can still use the, unlike iPhone 10, you can still use the home button, but yeah. And let's get started. Here we are on the home screen of iOS 12. I am now going to immediately turn the brightness down on this so I can set this back up properly. So, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.